Alright, hello everybody. This is video number 3 in YouTube week 14. And this video is going to be a response video to Creativewritings247. So go check out her channel. She has a lot of great content. Um, and she's a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun to watch. Now, she posted a video earlier today this morning, and when I check going to my Gmail account, I check my Gmail, and I look at the social feeds, and I see she's uploaded the video. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see what she's talking about. And then when I saw the topic, the name of the video, I was on the ground laughing, man. And like I wrote on her. And like I comment onto the video, I was like, man, I really needed that, because this has been such a rough week, for reasons I really don't want to say other than it's just lost. Let's say lost somebody, so I just leave it at that. And I've been looking at things to because how I do and how I get by in life, in dealing with just life and and everything that's happened, is laughter. I laugh every single day, and I look for stuff to laugh at every single day. So if I wasn't laughing, I wouldn't be able to make it. So, and that was the first good laugh of today, this morning. So, and the topic, I'll put the link to her video, which I'm responding to it'll be somewhere. I don't know whether it be up, down, or whatever. But she says, the name of the video is "Size Does Matter. Get over it." Okay, now to give you a little bit of background on this, and what made this so funny to me is that I emailed her some questions, and now I'm not particularly sure if I asked her. I think something along the lines, and part of those questions was, size matter, or, well, yeah, because I told her that I had asked women, asked quite a few different women, and I'm pretty sure there's other guys that, that asked her the same kind of questions. So she decided to make that, that video, and I was like, okay, so that was so funny. I was like, okay. And this is going to be a longer video, by the way. And so I don't have my my tablet right now, because the drawer is stuck for some reason. And I got, man, it's just too hot. I'm like, fuck it. I remember enough of what she said in the video. And the one thing that I found that she said, she made this statement, and I was like, okay, well, goddamn. I was like, okay. She said, and she countered, and she said, is breathing air important? I was like, okay. There's really no response to that. Obviously, breathing is very important, because if you didn't breathe, you're gonna die. So, her response was, well, the opening thing in that video was, is breathing air important? Is not getting hit by a bus important? And I'm like, yeah, those would be very bad things to have had happen. And she go, and later on, she asked the question, is like, well, and she's talking about, well, do you all not, you know, talking about the size of a woman's butt, measure, and breasts and all those kind of things. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get that, and I get the response, and so, and she also, and now Creed, now when somebody asks a question like that, you would generally, you figure, at least I figured that it was implied that you would automatically assume in your mind the length and the girth. You figured that was implied in the question. And I'm pretty sure that it is implied in the question, because when you ask about size, and size varies from, obviously. Same thing with women, same thing for men. Size varies on the body parts, period. Now you figure that, that is implied in the question, okay, and it's generally geared more towards you, and what you like, and in which you're not going to give any specific answers, to what you like, okay. And you also, oh yeah, because in, something to the effect of that, why do men want to know what a woman thinks about size? It's like, I'm like, okay, you asked the question, I'm like, I don't know, for me at least anyway, it's like, now why would a man wants to know what a woman thinks about size? Now I think it's a pretty okay, because number one, the woman, as the woman, you're the one going to be taking it. You know what I mean? You're the one who's going to be taking it. So if, and a thing is that it's going to be this. Now you're probably not going to be the first person with, whatever. Um, and like I say, and guys know other guys. You know what I mean? And it's like there's some really huge dudes out there, So, and it's a part that's like, well, you kind of generally want to get a general sense of what a woman is thinking for this particular woman, because like I said, it varies from woman to woman, and so it's like, yeah, that's a pretty, it's, I don't think it's an odd question to ask or a thing to be curious about, why you want to know what a woman thinks, because it's like, well, what a straight or a bisexual woman thinks about size. It's like, because, you know, isn't that what you want? So, I want to know if you have a general preference in your head. If you just go by the visuals, okay, maybe all of you had in your experiences have been, larger guys, and so if I come in being smaller than what you were used to, you know, is that not, a thing to wonder if that's going to be a question? Now let me go in a little bit in depth here about women, and like I said, I've asked varying questions, and I think the general consensus has been that yes, it does matter. I think for the most part, as far as the ratio goes, and um, hmm, okay, it's like what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk about things that I've either heard, either from like news. There's a news story that relates, that I saw a few years ago, and also this adults this video I saw on an adult site, and talk about some porn stars, some male porn stars. Okay, now let's get into this. Now it's like whenever you ask, because like in a relationship, okay, and for this example, and okay, and you think everything is going good or whatnot. There was this woman here in Atlanta a few years ago. She is a teacher, and she educated special needs children. Okay, and now the thing was with the newscast, what they did was that the parent, the son was coming home, I think with some bruises and whatnot, and the mother put a tape recorder in the backpack and recorded everything that went on in the classroom that day. And so, and it's like, yeah, you can definitely hear him getting whooped, and it was another teacher in there, and she was talking about some she don't see nothing, you know. But there was also a point which they played on the air was that the conversation the two women were having, and they were having so an adult conversation, um, with those with them being in the classroom, the children being in the classroom. And one thing the woman said that I that I remember, and it's like I was like, God damn, for real? Now she was talking about how this guy was good to her, and he was taking care of her, providing, and he was really a good guy and a good man. But this is the thing she told this woman in this classroom. She was like, excuse me, she was like, his dick is so small. And then that was just it. I was like, what? I really don't remember what she said after that. That's the one thing I was like, what? She was like, his dick is so small. Now, mind you, and this was playing on a local. It was one station specific who did this investigation, and I was like, what? I'm like, are you serious? Did she just say that shit? And it was like, man, I felt really bad for the guy who was dating this woman, because everybody who saw the woman, it was like, oh, I was like, oh, god damn. I'm like, it was like, well, what's some, okay, now that's one example, and there, let's see, like if you ever, I don't know what adult sites you all go to, there's like X videos and X hamster. Now there's this video this guy did. He did a series of videos, in which he wears like tights with no underwear, and basically you can see his dick print. So he has a camera hidden on him, and he just walks around in public, going on the bus, train, walking in, shopping, store shopping and whatnot, and you can see his dick print. And so what he did was he recorded the actions of the women, and it's like the reactions, they were so funny. You had women, like in the midst of shopping, you know, on the slide, secretly taking pictures of the shit. And women looked, and okay, and she come back and they look some more, and they just looking at it. And I'm like, okay, it's like, and the thing was that, yeah, everyone was looking. If they saw it, they was looking, and they was staring, Now, obviously, he was not erect. It was just, the normal, I guess his normal, shit, just normal. He wasn't erect. That was the point. It's just normal, just walking around every day. And so, and I guess, he had enough bulge where you could. Well, obviously, he had enough bulge where you could see it through the kind of clothes he had on that day. And he made, like, I think it was like 6 or 7 different videos. And I was like, man, that was a pretty interesting thing. And another thing is that I've noticed. Now, this is just what I've noticed. Women. It's like, I don't know if you've ever watched, strippers, like male strippers, and see the kind of shows that they do with women and how they perform. And it's like, man, because I know this one guy, his name is Hot Rod, up there in New York somewhere, and he's a big muscular dude. I mean, he's built up. He's just big all around, and so I remember seeing some of them videos, or those videos like they were done like in the early 2000s, and he has a site now, in which he's still doing things like that. Him and some some other strippers, they still strip, and basically you see women going ham. I mean, man, women go crazy, taking pictures, touching, and it's interesting the parallel the differences between how women and men act in the strip clubs respectively. Okay, when a man goes to the strip club with women, you look in how women go with male strippers, and I would have to say that you would think that the man would be more, I guess, more aggressive, and no, it's the women. God damn, I mean, the touch, and I mean, most of the guys they're like really huge, so you're seeing some really huge dick dudes, and whatnot, and like in these porn, it's a couple of porn stars, um, male porn stars, and they're black. One's name is Jack Napier, and his name is Mandingo. And when I tell you these dudes have, this is like two of the biggest dicks. They got to be like up there in the world rankings for like dick size. Because I mean, just normal hanging down. I mean, man, the dick hangs down like 8 inches, man. Like eight. It's like eight. It's like your dick. It's like, damn, man, your dick too goddamn big, man. Shit. I'm like, you're like, God damn. It's like you wonder sometimes. I wonder like if it's the only way they could, you could really get anything is just you got to do porn to only get some because your dick is just too big, man. But it's like, cause damn, I mean, shit. That's shit, man. It's like, yeah, I was like, I'm nowhere near any of that. I mean, I think they're like 13, 14 inches, or 18 inches. It's a lot it's a lot, and there's another guy. He's kind of like the opposite. He, he's more on the producing side these days. His name is Santino Lee. Now he's like the opposite of Jack Napier and Mandingo, and so, but when he sings, he's a great performer. He gets the job done. Now it's like if you go to X Hamster or X Videos and you type in a Jack Napier or Mandingo and you compare them to Santino Lee, you see the difference, and it's like both, as far as the videos go, it's like, yeah, they both get the job done, but differently. Because obviously, the huge guys, they can't really, they can't really bang, do a lot of hard thrusting. But sometimes, just shit, man. um, and I'm just going to kind of go like over a range of things here with them regards to size, as far as straight women, even lesbian women. There is now on YouTube. I'm pretty sure a lot of women in the LGBT community knows the name King Kales. Okay, I'm pretty sure you all know the name King Kales. She has a YouTube channel with another woman named Miami. And that channel name is wait till you see my strap. And it's like wait the number 2, like you see my strap, if I remember correctly. And she did a video a few years ago where she was showing her straps, the different sizes and she had and whatnot. And for the most part, they were just regular or smaller, strap sizes. She did have this one big strap, but she really didn't like to use it that much. I don't, And she was like, if she, she was like, if I remember, from what I remember, she was like, if she had to use this all the time, then goddamn, you know. But for the most part, it was just average size stuff, And I don't know if anybody, I don't want to say anybody's name, because I found, a few new people's during this YouTube week 14, and some of them are, in the LGBT community. Now I don't know if so I don't want to say anybody's name, but I know there's definitely this one guy. Um, Now I don't know how is I don't look at gay porn, but I watch um I see trannies TS stuff, transsexual stuff, trannies and whatnot. And there's one here in Atlanta. Um, she's known as T.S. Madison, or everybody. She's known, or her other name that she's known by. She's known as the Big Dick Bitch, and I think yeah, there's this show called Tosh 2.0, and he played a clip of her. I think she put a video on Facebook last year, because everybody I think they was everybody's like, man, she something about she has a dick, okay. Everybody be surprised because okay, you think it's a naturally born woman, but you don't know that I guess there was most of the people that didn't know that she was a, a, a transsexual. And it's like, yeah, and and if you saw that clip on Tosh 2.0, you know that yeah, man, that shit was funny. Yeah, I'm still laughing at it. And yeah, in Madison, and obviously she has guys lined up, one waiting to do videos with her. And I'm like, man, it's like, yeah, she has a she's also very large. And I'm like, man, you're gonna have no asshole left by the time she gets up with you. So, I don't, it's like I mean, I don't want to say your name, but if it's like, if I don't know if you have a preference, when you're with guys, does that matter? Or because I mean, I think that's like I don't know. Shit, I have no interest in having anything destroyed. I mean, it's like, from looking at porn, it's like a woman can really take anything in her vagina. It's like, yeah, I mean, you see, well, I want to say the largest thing I've seen a woman have inside of her, is this thing they call fisting. I mean, I don't get it myself personally, but god damn, I mean, so and also, if I follow a lot of lesbian women on YouTube. Just following them, enjoying, just seeing their lives, and just seeing them. So I don't want to say anybody's name. And I guess if you happen to see this video, do do you use regular size, or do you have a preference with what you use as far as strap sizes, or dildos, or or anything like that. And I've seen some YouTubers who has put who's shown some of their dildos, or whatnot. And what did I want to say? Oh, there's this, and another thing about it is women, you know, women being so complex, they can say one thing, mean it, but at the same time not mean it. And it's like, damn, make up your mind. It's either you mean it or you don't, or women just like to have it both ways. I just say it like that. There's this another YouTuber here in Atlanta. A lot of you all may know her. She has a channel, Sweet Addictions TV. Her name is Candy. And if you see this video, hey Candy, how you doing? Now everybody talked about this Miko, Mimi and Nico sex tape. Everybody knows about that. And so when that video came out, the general responses from all the, because I looked at a lot of different women's response videos to that, and a general thing was that they was like, okay, yeah, they were calling him Big Dick Nico or what have you, you know. And Candy made a video. She talked about the review, and she was talking about that as well. And she was like, well, I guess if he's, if he's big, then I mean, you know. And basically what she does was that she was bragging about her husband, because her husband is bigger than Nico, his dick is bigger than Nico's, and she was bragging about that. I was like, okay, that confused me, and it confused me for this very reason right here. There was a video last year in which she talked about a topic. Now there was I think this gospel singer or preacher, and I think he was on some reality TV show he's in Los Angeles. He made a video. It was a video of him sucking some guy's dick, and I had not seen that video until she made this video talking about. Okay, so I was like, okay, so I had to look the video. I think it's up on X video somewhere, and basically what she was saying was that. She was saying that this guy was huge, and that his dick was too big, and that she couldn't take that. She was like, she didn't want to take that. Now I'm like, okay. Now, given what I just said earlier about what she said about Nico and how her husband is bigger than Nico, and I'm like, there's not that much difference really between Nico's and that guy that the guy the one that man was sucking. So I'm like, really? That's not a huge difference from what I remember off the top of my head between Nico and that guy. So you mean to tell me that if your husband is now the way she said it, he's a pretty good deal bigger than Nico. But it's like on one end you make a video saying that no, this is too huge. And then on another end it's like, well, with this other guy he's not too much different than Nico, but you're saying your husband is a lot bigger than that. I'm like, that's confusing. You know what I mean? So it's basically, and that's something else that leads to confusion. It's like sometimes I think women just see the visual and they're very attracted to the visual. Straight and lesbian women, okay, you see this thing and you just get the visual image in your head, and that's what you remember. That's what you want to see. It may not necessarily what you want to feel, or regarding to in reference to size, and that's another thing that makes it confusing for guys. It's like, well, okay, you see a bunch of women, like if you look at the videos, like I talked about earlier with the male strippers, and they're all over these extremely huge guys. Okay, it's like I guess when you could say that's just like in excitement, they're just having a good time or whatever, and some of them actually, I've seen, the back rooms and, and everything that goes down. So it's like, from my point, some women say they don't like them big, some say they do, and it's like, it's, I guess, with women being, even then, what it goes back to what a particular woman thinks is big, small, or or otherwise. So it's just so broad. It's really hard. It's really a hard thing to pinpoint. So that's why that question gets asked all the time, because the guys, yeah, it could be some insecurities there, but it's also, maybe he, okay, maybe even the same woman, maybe one day she's like this, and then the next day she's okay, she's just different, So it's like, the guy's just confused. He don't know what, It's like, well, um, he's just trying to figure it out. So I don't know. It's a complicated thing. I say in due part because women are complicated, and you choose and you all thrive in that privilege of being complicated. Sometimes needlessly so. So like I said, Cree, I enjoyed that video. Man, I'm gonna be laughing at that video all this weekend, all for the weeks to come. Okay, I got you, I got you. So you need something, let's just say above average, basically. That's what. Well, you're not gonna say it, but yeah, okay. So you want something significant. I still can't believe you said that, man. She said it's breathing important. I'm gonna be laughing at that shit all day. Okay, oh man, okay, we went past a half hour here. Let me just go ahead and end this video. But yeah, I enjoyed the video. Uh, okay, I got your, point taken, but that's why that question gets asked. That's why. All right. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Um, and stay cool. And I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If anybody actually looked at all of it. Till next time, people.